Take a slow breath in. Let it arrive gently, the way morning light arrives over the hills outside Princess Peach's castle. Hold it for just a moment. Now let it go. Not all at once. Not with force. Just let it drift away, like a cloud passing over the bright blue sky. Again, breathe in, and as you breathe in, imagine yourself standing on a quiet green lawn. The grass is soft beneath your feet. The air is open and clear. In the distance, a castle rises against the sky, peaceful and familiar, with red rooftops, pale stone walls, and a path leading toward its front doors. For now, there is no rush. There is no timer counting down. There is no enemy chasing you. There is only the open space around you, the castle ahead of you, and the calm feeling of a new adventure beginning. Breathe out. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw soften. Let your hands become loose. This is not a race. This is not about perfect movement, perfect timing, or perfect control. This is about returning to a simple place inside yourself, a place where you can move forward with patience, a place where you can try again without anger, a place where the game becomes more than a challenge. It becomes a world you can step into slowly, a world you can explore with a clear mind, a world where every jump, every path, every painting, and every power star can become part of a calming journey. You are standing outside the castle. The sun is bright but gentle. Birds move quietly through the sky. The moat reflects soft blue light. The bridge stretches ahead, inviting you closer, not demanding anything from you. You begin to walk, one step, then another. The path is simple. The grass sways slightly. The castle grows nearer, and with each step, you let go of something small, a little bit of tension, a little bit of frustration, a little bit of the thought that you need to be perfect before you can enjoy yourself. You do not need to be perfect here. You only need to be present. As you cross the bridge, imagine the sound beneath your feet becoming steady and soft. Step, breath, step, breath. The large castle doors wait ahead. Before you enter, pause for a moment. Look at the doors. They are not just doors. They are the entrance to possibility. Behind them are rooms, paintings, staircases, secrets, courses, challenges, and quiet corners. Behind them are places where you will learn how to move, how to fall, how to recover, how to try again, and how to trust your own rhythm. Take one more breath in, then open the doors. Inside the castle, the air is still. The main hall stretches around you, wide and open. The floor shines softly. The walls feel tall and quiet. There are no enemies here, no danger in this moment, just space. Let yourself feel that. The castle is a hub, a resting place between worlds. You can return here again and again, whenever a course becomes difficult, whenever a challenge feels too sharp, whenever your mind begins to tighten. You can return to the castle. You can return to center. You can return to breath. There is peace in having a place to come back to. Walk slowly through the hall. Notice how your footsteps echo, not loudly, just enough to remind you that you are here. You look around and see paintings on the walls. They are not ordinary paintings. They are doorways. Each one holds a world inside it. A battlefield, a fortress, a bay, a mountain, a snowy slope, a desert, a lava land, a cave, a clock, a rainbow path in the sky. So many places, so many moods, so many lessons, but you do not need to enter all of them at once. You only need to choose one. The first painting waits nearby. Ba-bomb, battlefield. You move toward it. The painting seems alive, full of sky, grass, and distant movement. You stand before it and breathe. Sometimes life feels like this. A picture on the wall, a challenge waiting for you. You may not know exactly what is inside. You may not know if you are ready, but you can still take one calm step forward. You do not jump into the painting with fear. You enter with breath. Inhale, step closer, exhale, let go, and then gently you allow yourself to pass through. The world shifts, the castle fades, and you arrive in Ba-bomb battlefield. The sky is open. The grass is wide. The mountain rises in the distance. There are paths winding upward. Rolling hills, wooden bridges, cannons, fences, coins, and the slow movement of a world built for exploration. This is not only a battlefield, it is also a place to learn, a place to practice, a place to understand that movement does not have to begin with urgency. You stand at the beginning of the course, before you run, before you jump, before you climb. Simply breathe. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the space around you. In this world, Mario can walk, run, jump, triple jump, long jump, dive, climb, swim, and recover. But you do not need every move at once. You begin with one, a step, a breath, a small forward motion. Imagine Mario walking across the grass. No rushing, no panic, just moving. The Ba-bombs may wander, the Goombas may approach, the chain chomp may bark from its post, but you do not need to react to everything with fear. You can notice, you can choose, you can respond. This is a calm way to play, not asleep, not careless, aware, grounded, focused. You walk around the battlefield. You see coins scattered across the grass. Each coin shines like a little reminder. Recovery is possible in this game. Coins can refill the power meter, and in your own mind, small moments can refill you too. A breath, a pause, a stretch, a sip of water, a reset, a kind thought, a decision not to yell at yourself when you miss a jump. You collect one coin, then another, not because you are desperate, because you are caring for yourself. The sound is bright, the feeling is simple. You are allowed to recover. You are allowed to refill. You are allowed to take what helps you keep going. Ahead, the mountain path rises. You begin to climb. The path curves. The slope changes. There are gaps to cross and places where you might slip, but you do not look at the top and demand that you be there immediately. You focus on the next safe place, the next turn, the next breath. This is how you climb in a game. This is how you climb in life. Not by staring at the entire mountain and becoming overwhelmed, but by choosing the next step you can take with calm attention. A cannon waits nearby. Opened by a friendly Ba-bomb buddy, the cannon can launch Mario across space. But even that launch begins with stillness. You aim, you breathe, you choose your direction, then you let go. There is something peaceful about trust. Not blind trust, not careless trust. The trust of preparation, the trust of timing, the trust that you can land, adjust, and try again. You do not need to fear every launch. Sometimes movement feels sudden. Sometimes progress feels like being sent into the air before you are ready. But you can breathe there too. Even in motion, you can be calm. Even while flying, you can stay with yourself. Imagine landing softly in the grass. No judgment, just arrival. You continue upward until you reach the summit. A large challenge waits there. But before challenge, there is breath. Before action, there is awareness. Before victory, there is patience. You do not need to defeat anything inside yourself with anger. You can meet challenge with steadiness. You can move around it. You can learn its rhythm. You can wait for the opening. You can act when the time is right. And when the power star appears, shining above the ground, do not rush past the feeling. Pause. Let yourself see it. This star is not just a reward. It is a symbol of progress, a symbol that calm effort can become light. You reach for it. The star rises, the course fades, and you return to the castle, back to the hub, back to the quiet hall, back to the place between worlds. Breathe in, breathe out. You have completed one small journey. You do not need to complete every journey today. You do not need to collect every star tonight. You simply remember one star at a time, one breath at a time, one course at a time. You walk through the castle again. More doors may open as stars are collected. More spaces become available. That is how growth often works. At first, not everything is open. Some doors stay locked. Some staircases are not ready. Some places require time. But with each small act of progress, the world expands. You do not need to force every door open. You collect what you can. You learn what you need. You return when you are ready. The next painting draws your attention. Hump's fortress, a fortress in the sky, stone paths, moving platforms, falling blocks, a climb toward a higher place. You enter. The air changes. You stand on a floating world of stone and sky. There is less grass here, more edges, more careful footing. This course asks for balance, and balance begins with presence. You take a breath. You move forward, not too fast. The path is narrow in places. Platforms shift, enemies move. The fortress rises above you. It can be tempting to rush when you feel exposed. It can be tempting to panic when there is open sky below. But this is a place to practice steadiness. Slow does not mean weak. Slow can mean aware. Slow can mean skilled. Slow can mean you are listening. You walk across a narrow path. Imagine the analog stick moving gently, not slammed forward, not forced, but guided with care. There is wisdom in gentle control. You do not always need maximum speed. Sometimes the strongest move is to slow down. A thwomp may rise and fall. A moving platform may carry you. A ledge may wait. You do not have to fight every obstacle. Some obstacles are passed by timing, some by patience, some by standing still for one extra second. Let this become part of your calm. Not every problem needs immediate action. Some problems need observation. You watch, you breathe, You move when the path opens. Higher up, you may meet Hoot, the owl who can lift Mario into the air. Imagine holding on. The owl rises. The fortress becomes smaller beneath you. The sky opens wide. For a moment, you are carried. You do not have to flap. You do not have to climb. You simply hold on and let yourself be supported. This too is part of calm gameplay. Knowing when to move by your own effort. Knowing when to accept help. Knowing when a friendly presence can lift you higher than you could reach alone. You let go at the right time. You land. Maybe not perfectly. That is okay. Landing is part of learning. You can adjust. You can try again. You can return to the path. At the top, the Womp King waits. Large, heavy, certain of himself. He slams down with force. But force is not the same as balance. You do not need to match heaviness with heaviness. You step aside. You wait. You let the weight fall. Then you act. There is a calm lesson here. When something heavy comes toward you, you do not always need to hold it up. You can step out from under it. You can let it pass. You can choose where your energy goes. When the star appears, it feels like the sky itself has given you a breath. You collect it and return again to the castle. The hall is familiar now. The stillness welcomes you back. You are not starting over. You are returning stronger. You walk to another room. There is a painting of water, Jolly Roger Bay. Before entering, breathe deeply. Water levels can feel different. They ask you to trust a slower kind of movement. They ask you to understand air, depth, floating, rising, descending. You step through. The world becomes blue. You arrive at the edge of a quiet bay. The water waits below. A sunken ship rests in the distance. The sound is softer here. Movement is slower. Gravity feels different. This is a place to release the need to hurry. You enter the water. At first, there may be a tiny feeling of uncertainty. Swimming asks for rhythm, a stroke, a glide, a turn, a rise, a breath. You guide Mario through the water, not fighting it, moving with it. There is a deep calm in letting water hold you. When you swim, you cannot carry the same tension you carry on land. Too much panic makes the body stiff. Too much force wastes energy. So you soften, you move smoothly, you pay attention to the power meter. In Super Mario 64, the power meter also connects to breath underwater. That makes water a reminder. Breath matters. Air matters. Returning to the surface matters. You do not need to stay underwater forever to prove strength. You dive, you explore, then you rise. You breathe, you refill. This is not failure. This is wisdom. You approach the sunken ship. The water is quiet. An eel may wait nearby. The unknown may feel large, but you do not need to rush into fear. You can observe the space. You can learn the movement. You can wait for the right moment. The ship is not only an obstacle, it is a memory, a resting thing beneath the water. In your own mind, there may be sunken places too. Old worries, old frustrations, old moments when you felt defeated. You do not have to drag them all to the surface. Sometimes you only need to swim past them gently. Sometimes you only need to notice that they are there and keep breathing. You collect coins. You watch bubbles rise. You move through the quiet. A power star shines somewhere ahead. It does not shout, it waits. You move toward it with calm. You collect it and return to the castle, back to the hall, back to safety, back to center. Take a breath here. Let the castle be your pause screen. Let the castle be your reset. Let the castle be the place where your nervous system remembers. I can continue, but I do not have to rush. Now you approach the snowy painting. Cool, cool mountain. The name itself invites you to soften. Cool, cool. A mountain of snow and slides and penguins. You enter. The air becomes crisp. White snow spreads across the ground. The sky feels bright. Your steps sound different here. Softer, crunching. Snow changes everything. Movement becomes slippery. Slides become fast. Edges become important. But snow can also be peaceful. A blanket over the world. A quieting of noise. You stand at the top of the mountain and breathe. Cold air in, warm air out. You see a cabin, a chimney, a slide waiting inside. You do not have to fear the slide. You can treat it as a practice in flow. You enter. The slide curves downward, blue and icy, with walls and turns and speed. Once you begin, you cannot stop every inch of the way. You guide, you adjust, you lean into the turns. This is a different kind of calm, not stillness. Flow. Calm is not always sitting unmoving. Calm can be moving fast while staying centered. Calm can be sliding through change without panicking. Calm can be trusting your hands, your eyes, your breath. The slide carries you downward. If you bump a wall, breathe. If you miss a turn, breathe. If you fall, breathe. The game allows another try. You are not punished forever for one mistake. You return. You learn. You move again. On the mountain, a little penguin may be lost. This mission asks not just speed, but care. You pick up the baby penguin. You carry it slowly, mindfully, down the mountain. This is a different kind of gameplay. Not defeating, not racing, caring, holding something fragile while the world slopes around you. You move with more awareness. You do not jump wildly. You do not toss it aside. You carry, you descend, you return the little one to its mother, and the star appears as thanks. Let this remind you, not every reward comes from conquering. Some rewards come from gentleness. Some stars appear when you help. Some progress is made by protecting what is small. A calm gamer knows this. A calm heart knows this too. You collect the star and return to the castle. Again and again, the rhythm continues. Enter a world. Learn its lesson. Collect what light you can. Return to center. Breathe. The castle opens more of itself to you. Now imagine entering a darker place. Big Boo's haunt. A haunted courtyard. A strange house. Booze floating through rooms. Floorboards. Pianos. Secrets. At first, it may seem like fear belongs here, but even haunted places can become calm when approached with steadiness. You enter the courtyard and breathe. The light is dim. The mood is strange, but you are still safe in this moment. You step inside the house. Doors creak. The rooms are quiet. A boo may appear. It may hide when looked at directly. That is how some fears behave too. They move when we are not watching. They vanish when we face them. You do not need to chase every shadow. You can turn toward what frightens you with calm attention. You can notice it. You can breathe. You can move through the room. The haunted house becomes less frightening when it becomes familiar. That is true of many things. The first time you face something, it may feel huge. The second time, you recognize the hallway. The third time, you know where the stairs are. The fourth time, you remember you have been here before and survived. In Big Boo's Haunt, you learn that fear can be mapped. Rooms can be learned. Patterns can be understood. Even a haunted place can become a course. Even anxiety can become something you move through with practice. You collect the star. You return. You breathe. Now the castle basement opens in your imagination. The tone changes. The basement feels quieter, deeper. There are new worlds here. Lethal lava land, hazy maze cave, shifting sand land, dire docks, places with heat, fog, sand, currents, and hidden paths. These courses carry stronger feelings, but you are stronger now too. Not because you are tense, because you are practiced. You have learned to return to breath. Let us enter Hazy Maze Cave. The cave is dim and winding. There are rocks, tunnels, elevators, toxic haze, and underground water. At first, it may feel confusing. A maze can bring frustration. Where do I go? Did I already pass this place? Am I lost? But a maze can also teach you to slow down. You do not need to solve it by panicking. You solve it by noticing a sign, a turn, a platform, a sound, a path you have already taken. When you feel lost, breathe. Being lost is not the same as failing. Being lost means you are gathering information. You move through the cave gently. A boulder rolls past. You wait. The path clears. You continue. There is a calm creature named Dory in the underground lake. Gentle and large, moving across the water. Imagine stepping onto Dory's back. You are carried slowly. The cave opens around you. There is peace in this slow crossing. Not every ride must be fast. Not every helper must be loud. Some guidance is quiet and steady. Let Dory carry you as a symbol of support. Something beneath you is strong enough to hold you for a while. You do not always have to swim alone. You reach the next place. You step off. You continue. Another star waits somewhere in the cave. The cave may be hazy, but your breath can be clear. You collect the star. You return. Now, imagine lethal lava land. The name sounds intense. Lava, bubbles, fire moves, platforms shift, heat rises. In this place, calm does not mean pretending there is no danger. Calm means respecting danger without becoming consumed by it. You stand on solid ground. You look before you leap. You notice the safe platforms. You notice the rhythm of movement. You breathe before crossing. The lava below is bright and powerful. It reminds you of anger. Hot, fast, reactive. If you fall into it, you bounce with shock. Sometimes gaming frustration feels like lava. You miss a jump and anger flares. You lose a life and your chest tightens. You hear the defeat sound and your mind says, I can't do this. But lava does not have to control the whole course. There are platforms above it. There are safe places. There are ways across. When anger rises, look for your platform, a breath, a pause, a moment to loosen your grip, a decision to try again without insulting yourself. You cross, you learn the rhythm, you find the star, you return. Now imagine shifting sand land. The desert stretches wide. Pyramids rise. Quicksand waits. The sun feels high. The course asks for awareness. Some ground is safe. Some ground pulls you under. This is a lesson in discernment. Not every path that looks open is supportive. Some places drain you. Some conversations drain you. Some thoughts drain you. Some habits feel like quicksand. The more you panic, the more they pull. So you move carefully. You choose stable ground. You avoid what you know will pull you down. And if you step too close, you move away, gently but quickly. You do not shame yourself for almost sinking. You simply return to solid ground. Inside the pyramid, the feeling changes. The world becomes enclosed. You climb, you balance, you move through ancient spaces. The climb inside the pyramid is like moving through your own inner structure. Step by step, platform by platform, you rise through quiet stone. The star waits above. You collect it. You return. The castle is still there. The castle always returns. Now imagine the blue-green calm of Dire docks, water again, but deeper, slower, more mysterious. There is a submarine in the distance. There are currents, rings, and open space. You enter the water. Your movement slows. Your breath becomes important again. Let the water soften your thoughts. Let the level remind you. You do not always need to fight the current. Sometimes you need to understand it. Some currents push, some pull. Some places are not meant to be forced through. You swim with awareness. You rise when you need air. You collect what helps. You pass through rings of light, ring by ring, breath by breath. You are moving through a quiet world. No need to hurry. No need to prove anything to the water. The star shines. You collect it. You return. Now the castle's upper floors begin to open. The journey has changed. You have crossed grass, stone, water, snow, darkness, caves, lava, sand, and deep docks. You have learned many kinds of calm: grounded calm, balanced calm, flowing calm, gentle calm, brave calm, patient calm, focused calm. Now you climb the stairs, but remember the endless stairs. In Super Mario 64, there is a magical staircase that loops if Mario tries to climb it without enough stars. This is a powerful image. Sometimes we try to force ourselves into a place we are not ready to enter. We push, we climb, we exhaust ourselves. But the stairs keep stretching, not because we are weak, because we need more stars, more preparation, more practice, more support, more time. So if a door in your life is not opening yet, breathe. Maybe you are not blocked forever. Maybe you are still collecting what you need. Return to the courses. Return to the breath. Return to one star at a time. When enough light has been gathered, the path changes. The stairs become climbable. What once felt endless becomes possible. Now imagine Tall, tall mountain, a high path, a waterfall, narrow ledges, a climb upward through open air. You stand at the base and look up. The mountain is tall, but you have climbed before. You do not need to fear height. You respect it. You move carefully. You long jump when needed. You walk slowly when needed. You stop when needed. You do not use the same movement for every situation. This is wisdom. A long jump is not better than a careful step. A triple jump is not better than standing still. Each move has its place. In gameplay and in life, skill is knowing what the moment asks for. Some moments ask for boldness, some for softness, some for timing, some for rest. You climb, you pass the waterfall. The sound is steady, water falling, mist rising. You breathe with it. At the top, the view is wide. You see how far you have come. Do not skip this feeling. Sometimes we rush from one goal to the next and never honor the climb. Pause. Look back gently. You are allowed to notice your progress. You collect the star. You return. Now imagine tiny, huge island. A world of size changes. Sometimes everything is enormous. Sometimes everything is small. The same place feels different depending on how you enter it. This is a beautiful lesson. The world is not always fixed. Sometimes the size of a problem changes depending on your state of mind. When you are tired, a small mistake feels huge. When you are calm, a huge challenge becomes something you can break down into parts. Tiny, huge island teaches perspective. You enter one painting, and the world is giant. You enter another, and the world is small. Same island, different scale. Same life, different mindset. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this problem truly as large as it feels? Or am I looking at it while tired, frustrated, hungry, or overwhelmed? Can I step back? Can I re-enter from another angle? Can I change the scale? You move through the island. You learn its shifting size. You collect the star. You return. Now imagine tick-tock clock, a course inside time. Gears turn. Platforms move. Hands rotate. Everything has rhythm. Sometimes it moves. Sometimes it slows. Sometimes, depending on when you enter, the clock behaves differently. This is a course of timing, and timing can be stressful if you demand control over every second. But timing can also be soothing when you listen. Tick, breath, talk, step, tick, wait, talk, move. You do not fight the clock. You observe it. You let it show you when to go. A platform comes near. You step on. A gear turns. You wait. A hand passes. You ride. This is not about being faster than time. It is about moving with time. In your own day, there may be moments for action and moments for stillness, moments for trying and moments for pausing, moments for climbing and moments for waiting until the platform returns. If you missed it, breathe. The platform will come around again. Not always in the same way, not always immediately, but time continues. You collect the star. You return. Now imagine rainbow ride, a high sky, magic carpets, floating paths, endless open space. This course can feel delicate. A carpet carries you slowly across the void. You stand on it. and trust the path. There is no use jumping ahead too soon. There is no use rushing the carpet. It moves at its own pace. You stay with it. You breathe. Clouds drift. Rainbow structures float. The sky is vast. Sometimes calm means allowing slow progress. Sometimes the thing carrying you is moving, even when it feels slow. A healing process, a creative dream, a new channel, a skill you are building, a calmer mind. You may wish it would move faster, but maybe the carpet knows the pace that keeps you safe. Stay with it. Do not leap from your own support because you are impatient. Let the journey carry you. When the star appears, it feels like light at the end of a long breath. You collect it. You return. The castle is quiet again. You have traveled through many worlds, but there are still secret places. The princess's secret slide, the secret aquarium, tower of the wing cap, cavern of the metal cap, vanish cap under the moat. These secret courses remind you that not all progress is found on the obvious path. Some calm comes from curiosity, from looking up, from checking a corner, from noticing light coming through a window, from wondering what happens if you try something gently. Imagine entering the princess's secret slide. You sit at the top, the slide drops away, you breathe, then you go. The slide is fast and smooth. There is no need to tense your entire body. You guide, you flow, you enjoy motion. You reach the bottom. The star appears. A secret can be simple. A moment of joy hidden in the castle wall. Now imagine the secret aquarium. A small blue room, water all around. Fish moving peacefully. Red coins floating in quiet spaces. There are no enemies here. Only water, coins, and calm. You swim slowly. One red coin, then another. This is a room made for breathing gently. A reminder that not every hidden place contains danger. Some hidden places contain rest. Some secrets are peaceful. You collect all the red coins. The star appears. You return. Now imagine looking up into the light in the castle lobby, entering the tower of the wing cap. Suddenly, you are in the sky. Clouds below, towers around you. A red switch waiting. This is where wing cap energy begins. You press the switch. The red blocks become active. Possibility opens. Later, when Mario wears the wing cap, he can fly. But flight in Super Mario 64 has its own rhythm. To stay airborne, you do not simply rise forever. You dip, you lift, you alternate, you work with motion. This is a lesson in balance. Even flying has rises and falls. Even freedom has rhythm. Even confidence needs adjustment. You can be calm in the air. You can let yourself glide. You can trust the wide sky. Now imagine the metal cap, heavy, shining, strong. When Mario wears it, he becomes metal and can move underwater differently. This is a different calm, grounded, weighted, unshaken. Sometimes you need lightness. Sometimes you need weight. Sometimes calm is floating. Sometimes calm is becoming solid enough that the current cannot push you around so easily. Now imagine the vanish cap, a power that lets Mario pass through certain barriers. This is a quiet kind of magic, not breaking a wall, passing through it. Sometimes the way forward is not force. Sometimes it is softness. Sometimes it is becoming less rigid. Sometimes a barrier that seems impossible can be passed when you change your state. Wing, metal, vanish. 3 powers. 3 kinds of calm. Lightness, grounding, softness. You carry them all. You do not need to choose only one. Now imagine Bowser's levels. Bowser in the dark world. Bowser in the fire sea. Bowser in the sky. These places are more intense. They test what you have practiced. Platforms tilt. Fire rises. Paths narrow. The music may feel urgent, but you are not the same player you were at the beginning. You know how to breathe. You know how to pause. You know how to move, one platform at a time. You enter Bowser in the dark world. The space is shadowy and strange, but stars of color move through it. You jump, you land, you wait, you cross. At the end, Bowser appears. Large, loud, powerful. He may seem like the center of everything, but you remember, even Bowser has a pattern. Even the final boss can be learned. Even fear has timing. You do not defeat the moment by panicking. You breathe. You watch. You grab when ready. You spin with control. You release toward the target. Maybe you miss. Breathe. Try again. Missing is part of learning. You do not become less capable because one throw failed. You adjust. You return to center. You try again. When Bowser is defeated, the path opens. A key is given. A new part of the castle becomes available. Sometimes facing a challenge does not just give you a reward. It gives you access. Access to the next room, the next stage, the next version of yourself. The journey continues. Now breathe. Imagine all the power stars you have collected, not as numbers, as lights. Each star is a moment when you stayed with the game, a moment when you tried again, a moment when you learned a new movement, a moment when you chose patience, a moment when you did not let frustration take over, a moment when you turned gameplay into practice. These stars gather inside you, soft gold lights, not heavy, not loud. They float around your heart, one for courage, one for patience, one for focus, one for recovery, one for curiosity, one for gentleness, one for flow, one for balance, one for trying again. You do not need all 120 lights to be worthy. You do not need every star to be peaceful. You do not need completion to deserve rest. But every star you collect reminds you, progress is real. The castle grows brighter. The doors open. The stairs become climbable. The worlds feel less overwhelming, not because they became easier, because you became calmer. Now let yourself return to the castle lobby one more time. Stand in the center. Look around. The paintings are still there. The doors are still there. The worlds still wait. But something has changed. You no longer see them only as challenges. You see them as places to practice a calmer way of being. Bob-omb Battlefield teaches grounded courage. Whomp's Fortress teaches balance. Jolly Roger Bay teaches breath. Cool Mountain teaches flow. Big Boo's Haunt teaches facing fear. Hazy Maze Cave teaches patience when lost. Lethal Lava Land teaches how to move around anger. Shifting Sandland teaches discernment. Dire Docks teaches moving with currents. Tall, tall mountain teaches honoring the climb. Tiny huge island teaches perspective. Tick-tock clock teaches timing. Rainbow ride teaches trust in slow progress. The secret courses teach curiosity. The cap switches teach different forms of calm. And the Bowser levels teach that even the hardest battles can be approached one breath at a time. This is gaming meditation, not leaving the game, entering it more fully, not ignoring the challenge, meeting it with a clear mind, not pretending frustration does not exist, learning how to move through it. You are not here to remove all difficulty. Difficulty is part of the adventure. You are here to change your relationship with it. You are here to breathe before the jump, to soften after the fall, to recover after damage, to return to the castle when needed, to try again without cruelty, to remember that every course has a rhythm. Now take a slow breath in. Imagine the castle filling with golden light. Hold it gently. Now breathe out. Let that light move through every room. Again, breathe in. The main hall glows. Breathe out. The paintings shimmer. Breathe in. The power stars shine. Breathe out. Your body softens. You are standing in the castle, but you are also sitting wherever you are right now. You are in the game, and you are in your own room. You are exploring, and you are resting. Both can be true. The controller can be in your hands. The breath can be in your awareness. You can play and be calm. You can focus and be relaxed. You can face a boss and still breathe. You can miss a jump and still be kind to yourself. You can lose a life and still keep your peace. You can collect one star and let that be enough for today. Imagine Mario standing quietly in the castle. No running, no jumping, just standing, ready, but not tense, still, but not stuck. This is the feeling you can carry. Ready without rushing, focused without forcing, playful without pressure. Now imagine the castle doors opening behind you. Outside, the lawn waits again. The sky is still blue. The moat still shines. The path still leads outward. You walk toward the doors and step outside. The air feels fresh. The adventure is not over. It does not need to be over. You can return anytime. You can enter another painting later. You can collect another star later. You can practice another move later. For now, you have done enough. You have breathed. You have explored. You have remembered that games can be more than stress. They can be places of rhythm, learning, imagination, and calm. As you stand outside the castle, bring your attention back to your body. Feel where you are sitting or standing. Feel your hands. Feel your shoulders. Feel your breath. Let the world of Super Mario 64 become a gentle memory in your mind. The castle, the paintings, the stars, the courses, the water, the snow, the sky, the rainbow, the climb, the slide, the return. Take one final slow breath in, and as you breathe in, imagine collecting one last power star of calm. It floats toward you, golden and warm. It rests softly in your chest, not as pressure, as light. Now breathe out. Let that light spread through you. You are allowed to play with peace. You are allowed to pause You are allowed to try again. You are allowed to enjoy the journey. You are allowed to experience gaming in a whole new light. And whenever the next challenge appears, whenever the next boss waits, whenever the next jump feels too far, remember this. You can return to the castle. You can return to breath. You can return to calm. One star at a time, one jump at a time, one breath at a time. Thank you for taking this calm gaming journey with me. Remember, gaming doesn't always have to be stressful. Take a breath, clear your mind, and give yourself permission to play with focus, patience, and peace. If this helped you relax and experience gaming in a calmer way, comment below, like the video, subscribe to Gaming Meditation with Naomi, and turn on the bell for future notifications. Until next time, keep your mind calm, your heart steady, and your gameplay peaceful.